Thank you for joining me today. My name is Rainy Katz, and I'm going to continue building my candy castle. I've made a little assortment of chests here because I'm starting to really get into the towers and the builds with more blocks. So I want to keep them sorted out. Hey, Adam. And I just finished the root beer float towers. If you don't know what a root beer float is, well, it's the one that looks like milkshakes, but yeah, root beer floats. If this is the first time you're watching one of my live streams, welcome. I've just been streaming building this entire candy castle. I started with placing so much light stained glass, the ice, the amethyst trees, the blueberry pie, the root beer float. I'm free camming this in survival, and eventually it'll be this. Just that's delicious. Okay. Right now, we are doing the inner castle around the root beer floats, which is going to be chocolate cake. Yeah, it does look cool. Delicious. See how I didn't make the root beer floats just stand independently? They're kind of built into this side of this wall, which is a chocolate cake with frosting dropping down. Right here. I do a bigger build. I usually have a very highly detailed gradient, like 50 different kinds of blocks into a build. Good example is my mountain cathedral. I think it has like 70 different types of blocks built into it. Um, this cake, which is going to go all the way around here and has thousands, maybe tens of thousands of blocks, is just going to have two: packed mud for the breading of the cake and brown terracotta for the frosting. Um, yeah, I said 2 blocks, but is this brown concrete and not brown terracotta? I mean, I knew that. Of course I knew that. I knew it was brown concrete. I knew it. I knew it. That's right. Better save course. Or else I will find you and hunt you down. Like and subscribe. Speaking of subscribing, before I get too far into this stream, who should today's sponsor be? Actually, I'm going to tell chat on live stream. I'm going to let people actually know for once. Hmm. If you're wondering why I'm trying to think of who sponsored this stream, I've actually had no sponsors. I just make up something totally random. Hey, Muffin. Muffin, have you ever sponsored a live stream or a YouTuber before? Yeah, have you ever been a sponsor for something like that? Okay. Today's live stream was sponsored by Muffin576. Not only was it sponsored by Muffin, but there is, in honor of our today's sponsor, there is actually a giant muffin on top of this build. One right here. That will be built eventually. And one right here. That'll be built eventually. But both of them, honestly, are failures. Absolute failures. You see, I was trying to actually use them to bribe Muffin for a tournament she is holding. I said, if you let me wear full netherite and take elytra and do all these, cheats and stuff, then then I'll build a mega build with a giant muffin on top. But what she didn't know was that that's what I've been live streaming. Building a mega build with a giant muffin on top. So she would have actually literally gotten something that she is currently now watching me stream and probably laughing at, because there was always going to be a muffin. There was always going to be a mega build. I did promise that I would make a mega build if she could be bribed, bought out. But I never promised that it wouldn't be built anyway, even if she stood firm to her morals and didn't get bribed. So, shame on you for for not taking my bribe. Shame on you. You know what? Maybe I'll just blow the muffins up once I get there. No, I would never. Hmm. I I don't want anything in your. I was just trolling you about wanting something in your tournament. If I really cared about winning or thought I had a chance of winning, I might actually read the post with your with your tournament. But there is something I want from you eventually. Let me show you. So it just happened on the spur of the moment. These little blueberry islands on the blueberry pie. Carm Swift came along, and I let made Carm Swift get in the blueberry, and somehow it came from trapping Carm Swift cruelly to it actually being Carm Swift's home. Carm Swift made it really nice. Says Carm Swift's home forever. Wahaha. I mean, GG. That's my sign. And then Carm Swift, first player to live in a candy castle. Of course, Carm Swift has their own amazing, amazing base, so that's just a joke. But I was totally thinking once I get it done, it wouldn't be that hard to bring you over and put a door somewhere around here and finish the inside, if you know what I mean. If you want to. I feel like it's too good to pass up. If that's something you want to do. Not hiding the fact that while I am making all the exterior, I am going to enlist many, 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 many people on this server to help me with the interiors. Or even more likely, just never make it at all, which is actually most of the time what happens when it comes to interiors. But yeah, you will be invited. Mm. Who do I plan to group up with? Whichever of the people who's not too lazy who actually show up to it. um, aka not Adam. Yeah, Adam signed up for that. He put his name in. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to be a participant. No, no. Can Adam is so shut in. Consider it an honor that he even bothered to show that he was alive by putting his name there. It's like seeing a four-leaf clover. You don't pick it. You just admire it. See, he doesn't even remember that he entered. Oh my goodness. You know when I said go to Discord and put your name on there to enter that contest. I thought it was just enter your name and you'd win something, maybe if you're chosen, but apparently it requires active participation. And moreover, the if you die, you lose. But yeah, sorry about that. I just thought it was put your name in, you can win. I didn't know you actually had to exert yourself, which I will gladly do if I'm around. Hey, Jen. Hmm. Whew, now that is a quite the question. Hmm. What is this block? Here is it. Yeah, brown terracotta. Come here. And here are shulkers of um, brown terracotta. The bottom shulkers in the brown one. Uh, and if you look at my stream, you could do the entire top of that cake while I do the sides if you want. And if you don't want to, then I would call you that being sane and not helping me with my demented project. You got it, boss. Oh my goodness. Thank you, free labor. I mean, bestie. Thank you. To learn one thing really quick with the cakes and building them. I was so proud of thinking of packed mud for the breading. Then I did brown concrete, brown terracotta for the frosting. But I found that you have to do a lot of frosting. It looks dry if you do too much breading. It used to be like 2 blocks high of frosting and just 30 blocks of breading. And it was just, that looks like the driest, unhappiest cake I've ever seen. It is cute, the breading works, but this needs to be drenched in chocolate. And I didn't just want to make it all even. It was even at first, so I did it like it's oozing down the side of the cake. Hey, Carm. Oh, who are you? I don't know who you are. Maybe I met you once or twice. Yeah, possibly. Have you made the event that you're holding, Muffin, cheat proof? Something where people can't cheat at it? Or are you depending on people's goodwill to not cheat? And it is cheatable. You've been giving details about this upcoming thing. In fact, from what I understand, some people actually know precisely what it is. Aren't you worried that someone might use that knowledge to try and cheat? It's kind of why I'm teasing you about the whole do something to give me an edge thing. It's 99% foolproof. Okay. Not 100% though. But I'm glad you took that into account, at least. I see that's good. When I did the scavenger hunt, the button hunt where you had to press the right button, I considered saying you can't use free cam, you can't use this mod, and things like this. But I knew that if I made it the button that was eventually found more findable by free cam, people who used the mods would probably find it first, and the people who played vanilla wouldn't. Um, so I didn't say don't cheat. I just people could use free cam. Um, and I made the button very hard to find. It was at such an angle where you'd have to free cam directly under the block of the button and look straight up to be able to see it. It didn't render in well with free cam. There was one room I put, and I said this. I just wanted to test to see if people would cheat. I said, you don't need to go out of bounds, the stone brick walls, and you don't need to break anything to find it. Then, but out of bounds, I put this room you can only see by free cam. You have to break gravel to get into it. And I had said you don't have to break blocks. And I had put deliberately failed redstone as if a piston door was supposed to open, but I didn't make the piston door right. And I put a fake decoy book in it. I invited the entire server to start, and I was like, I wonder if throughout this entire event, before everyone gives up, someone will find the room where you have to break the blocks to get in, even though I said that wasn't the case, and go out of bounds, even though I also said that wasn't the case. Or maybe people won't cheat. I know, whoa, 2 minutes in, and someone's bringing me the cheating book. They're like, do I get something? It's like, oh my gosh. Sure glad I made it. Cheat proof. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny. But I got a bit of a the people who had free cam got a bit of fun. There's this hole you go down to press the button at the bottom, and it's at the bottom of like 30 cobwebs. Um, and there's actually nothing in there. But that didn't stop people from finding the hole and sliding down those cobwebs for an eternity to get to the bottom, only to find that the button is another fake button. But I put where you could only free cam a little hole in the ground that said halfway down the cobweb hole, there's a button. And indeed there was. If you go halfway down the cobweb hole. But that button also did nothing. So people who free cammed got to take 2 trips down that whole cobweb hole. Moreover, you can actually ender pearl to the bottom to reach it quicker, but going halfway down, you have to let it carry you down for ages together. So everyone who used free cam got a bit of a treat there. So, didn't find the button. Yeah, no, you did. You did. You said, I think a lot of people already know what it is. So you yourself speculated that. I don't know if people know. I only heard you yourself say that. You did. People were asking your friends, and you're like, actually, I think if you read it, you can see a lot of people already know. They're wasting their question on that. Muffin. What player is Interloper? This stream was brought to you by Interloper, standing right here. By standing right here. Right here. Interloper is a player who just goes to people's bases. He never says a word in chat. He just goes and stands at random places. He doesn't even approach to make you notice. You just eventually turn and see him standing in the background. And I have no idea what hole he got under to do this, but he was down here. I was up there, and then I see his name tag down below there. I wasn't even able to find the hole that he got through on there. He was just somehow down there. Makes me wonder, he never tried to be noticed by me. He was always just kind of standing around at different parts of my base. I wonder if there were times where he patiently stood for just hours, because I get in the zone and get locked in and don't notice anything. In fact, half the times Interloper was spotted was by people visiting my base who saw him. No, I don't. I thought interloper was spelled with two R's. Now, I do know the definition of the word interloper, though. It's pain in my. Oh, wait. Oh, you're saying what it is. I think it means someone who doesn't want to be involved in a situation but is dragged in. Anyways, something along those lines. Interloper. No, interloper is someone who. That's not quite what it is. Besides, the literal definition is a pain in my butt trying to find out who interloper is. Because interloper is definitely someone worth trying out. I've never seen someone stick so strongly to a gimmick on here as he does. Never, not speaking, just being at bases, not approaching people at bases, just standing in the background. There's a million things he could do on Minecraft, and he does two of them. One, not speaking, two, just standing in the background. Interloper is a good example of everyone has their own way of playing Minecraft. No way is exactly alike. And his way is pretty hilarious. This side. D, another. Oh, so it's a he. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Taking it down. Oh, wait. Oh, it's not a command. Never mind. Uh-huh. Sure. Sure. I feel like sometimes these mysteries are more fun unsolved. Kind of like the abominable snowman or Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Let's say there's finally definitive evidence that Bigfoot exists. Just this, and that's that. We finally know. Then I'd be like, "What? Well, that's boring. Okay, exists. Now we can't ask the question: does Bigfoot exist? Because now we know he does. Big whoop." It just feels like finding out who the interloper is, it'd be the same thing. Like, do I want to know? Or do I just want the fun of guessing and complaining that I don't know? I like the complaining. I'm literally slipping through chocolate, drowning in chocolate. If I were to die today, drowning in chocolate would definitely be my preferred method. Ah, delicious. Who is on right now? Pomni. This stream has a second sponsor besides Muffin576. This stream was sponsored by the order of the player list. On this server for quite some time, it used to be God rank, the highest rank, and then going down to the lower ranks to the last ranks. Now, some of it is kind of there, but the gods are all scattered around. Trusted, warrior. Something there is broken. I'm not sure if the order is dictated by something else, maybe how long you've been logged on, or if it's just totally random. But there was a time where, even though I'm far from God rank, there was a time where I was at the top. And I feel like Solar should have just fixed that in. Solar is the server admin, by the way. She should have just hard coded that in so I'm always at the top. Because it made me feel like I had to point out to everyone that I was at the top. And then suddenly, for some reason, right before I said it, I dropped down just one. Just for one. And Solar Test. Solar's alt account rose above me. And it's like, what? That's such a low rank. But, you know, okay. Solar knew. Why are there player head icons on your tab? Um, I don't know. I can't really think of any mod that would specifically do that. How about you guys? Is it on your guys' thing, the players having player heads? You don't have them either? Huh. Well, here's the mods I do have, and the most likely one to do that would be probably Zero's minimap or Zero's world map. I remember there's a feature where you can actually show player heads on it, so that might be it. I'm on Java version 1.20.8. Oh my gosh. She's doing too much. Someone stop her. Spleef her. Come and spleef Brock. Come on. Get her. Get her. I'll take full accountability. Muffin. Muffin. Oh my gosh, she's doing too much. I don't know what you're talking about. Stop watching my stream. That's trust Muffin. She's gonna get the job done, right? No, she's being nice. Cut it out. Wait, why did I invite Muffin if I wanted to backstab somebody who's online who'd help me backstab someone? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He's an honorable man. Still not on the recent Tupac SSC situation. My thoughts are that I feel a combination of relief that I don't know about it and curiosity because I don't know about it. I'd equally welcome hearing about the Tupac situation or equally welcome hearing nothing about it at all. Thank you for going back to I just came to say thanks for helping me. Why are you backing away? Oh, whoops, did I do that? I never come back. I'm just trying to throw you the diamonds in my inventory. Yeah, yeah. Not just kidding. I wouldn't. I wouldn't murder my friend with an axe because this area is claimed and you can't kill anyone. PvP. You know, it is what it is. Do I like wardens? I love wardens. Yeah, wardens are the best. Person who loves the wardens the most is my friend Wolverine. Usually when someone wrongs someone on the server, they get reported, there's a ban, people try to ruin one another's reputation, and so on and so forth. They go through the proper channels, report it, try to reach a resolution, or maybe use their assets to boycott that person. Like if they don't like the person, they won't allow that person on their claim, or won't allow that person to buy stuff at their shop, stuff like that. But Wolverine, my friend who loves wardens more than anyone, she had an ultra rare mob on her claim that someone killed. It's a skeleton with a sword, and if you just found out that skeletons can spawn with swords, and only just found that out now, that's not unusual because it's that rare. Someone came and some jerk came and killed it. She did not report it to mods. That's just not her style. She found his base, found a deep dark, as close to his base as possible, piped those wardens through a nether portal, corralled them across the nether roof to him, and she just dropped 20 wardens onto his base, doing something a million times worse than what he did to her. And when he did report it to Raven Jill, she's like, well, you can ban her. I don't think Raven had much sympathy for the situation. Technically, he acted within the bounds of the rules, and so did she. But it defeated him so bad, he hasn't even tried to do any further retaliation. Because how can you top that? Well, the person was being hunted down by a warden uh, while he was wearing armor and had weapons, although since it was at his base and he was respawning there the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th time, he did not have weapons or armor. Wolverine on another server, we made a endless arena of zombified piglins versus wardens. And I helped her make an iron farm where wardens kill the iron golems. She builds wardens. You shouldn't mention it in front of supporters. Back to life in order to log on to the SSC in chat. This affect LeBron's legacy. Shut down. I think I'm building the sugar castle, but you guys seem like the ones a little too hyped up on sugar. I have no idea what you guys are talking about with the Tupac, the NSA, and LeBron, and I think that's exactly what you guys want. Oh my gosh. Look at that, folks. Not only have I completely placed every block on the side, I've also placed every block on the top. Ignore that person. They're just trying to steal credit for me having built the entire top. How the heck did you do that in such a short time, Brock? You're a marvel. I don't even know what to say. You know, maybe I won't spleef you to your death, Brock. I guess I won't. That's how much you matter to me. Really. The interior of this castle isn't rendering in because there is no interior. I have no interior. I didn't even. Here's the most interior I have for this castle. Where is it? Right here. And it wasn't even built by me. Literally, literally the person who built it is standing right here, like a family heirloom. I like it. Can I give Brock that she doesn't already have? Hmm, as payments. Hmm. Hmm. No, I really mean it. Like, I'm trying to think of what you would, something that you just don't have that I could give you. Uh, hmm. I know something you wouldn't have. Hmm. Hmm. Oops. Please. Oh, let me just TP to you. I'm absolutely certain that you're the first person on the server to have magenta dog armor. I mean, magenta wolf armor. There's no way you could possibly have something that random. In fact, I bet no one has magenta dog armor. As I'm saying this, it doesn't count if you're crafting it right now because I said this. Oh my god. Ah, except my TV. Yes. Yes. Yeah, the reason Brock named this house is because she was going for the Get Every Dog achievement ages ago, and she finally completed it when she got one in Adam the Silly Hosse's jungle biome. If you're wondering who Adam the Silly Hoss is, he's literally the one on the left side of my screen. That's a resource pack, and he's my totem. Let's just switch this up to Moleskin Adam. Do you guys like the sheepified texture pack? The most cursed texture pack I've ever seen that turns everything into sheep. Shulkers, sheep. Oh yeah, blue nuts. This texture pack is beyond cursed. It doesn't do it for newer mobs, so you see gas and stuff will look the same, but yeah, it's just so. Why the heck did I turn this thing on? Okay, we're getting rid of it. We're getting rid of it. That's the one. Oh goodness. I found out an interesting fact about the Ender Dragon by using the Sheepify texture pack. Um, I was building something in creative, and then I used that world to spawn in different mobs with the Sheepify texture pack, and I spawned in the Ender Dragon. next to one of my creative builds that I was designing. That's when I found out the Ender Dragon, it goes through end stone, it goes through obsidian, it doesn't destroy bedrock, but it destroys every other block it comes into contact with. You just don't know because that's all. The end island is made of end stone and obsidian. But I found out that it destroys every other block because it instantly wiped out half of my build just by spawning it in. So be warned, if you spawn in the Ender Dragon in your creative world, anything that's not end stone or obsidian is going to be wiped out in an instant. That was... Oh, iron bars and bedrock. Maybe so. I didn't really test it on anything. I was kind of panicking because what it destroyed was my pale garden biome thing, an entire build. You know, my movie black and white thing. It was just gone in an instant, and I thought it was some glitch, but nope. That's what the Ender Dragon does. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for doing all my work for me that I should be doing myself. There was a time, kind of the first 10,000 light blue stained glass, where I was like, I designed all this in creative and I'm going to place it all in survival, each block by myself, and that feeling wore out really quickly after like I placed 50,000 blocks. Help me, everyone! Help! I have no shame. Oh, you don't have to help. I just... Well, you know what I want you to help with. You're going to be living in the muffin. In other words, you have the coolest thing to do ever. But I need help with the inside. I'm not good at interiors, and I want it all to be candy themed. I have a few ideas. Like, for some reason, I'm just really set on doing giant donuts with cartoony arms and legs that act as guards. And that's going to be flanking a throne room to like a giant candy throne or something like that. And then I'm going to actually in the middle make Spawn Point, a version of Spawn Point, except a delicious one, an edible one. But again, that's just an idea. I haven't built a interior for Candy Castle. I haven't built an interior for Castle. I haven't even built an interior for... Well, I guess you could count my lush interior in the mountain as a mega build. Mega interior. We'll see. Maybe a lot of candy canes. I actually went very light on the candy canes. Half the candy castles out there you see, they just fall back on gingerbread and candy canes. And I do that as well. But I don't lean too heavily on it. I have a lot of stuff. Maybe the interior will have a lot of mints. Just has to be sweet. Interesting question. I hand built this, but I used Axiom and World Edit to copy them. You see, I didn't, I took, I built this, but then I pasted it here. But you'll notice each one has different swirls, and that's because I did actually go around and change each one up a little so they're not identical. But I did copy them. All this right here, I would copy. Uh, there's a lot of repetition in a castle, so I did use Axiom to just copy the stuff so I wouldn't have to lay the blocks out each and every time I did one. I also used it to make circles. Like, I would say this circle is 180 billion blocks wide or something, and it can just make a circle better than I can hand placing 500 blocks to try to make a circle. I tried out other things like terraining with Axiom, but I didn't like it. I can do it, but I don't like the terrain. I just like hand building it. So this all down here was just hand built. Yeah, I like it for just copying stuff. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'd never tried out Axiom's terraining tool and smoothing out or doing the gradient, and I tried it out, and then I decided not to use it. It's not because I'm above using that stuff. I just didn't like it as well as the stuff I've made. I've never really found any of those tools where it can I like what it intelligently makes better than what I make. Um, I would be insanely impressed if something was out there that was just that good. But I don't think there is, or if there is, I haven't learned how to use it well. Don't really have much interest in doing that. You see other people building with Axiom and just doing these terrains, but you can tell it was generated by that. And you can tell because, no, this will sound strange, but I don't like that it's too smoothly perfect. I actually like terrain to look a little messy. Oops. The gradient. Hmm. Okay. But I find those things to be fun to do myself. There are just some things it's like, why let something else do it when it's fun yourself? Oh, both. I haven't really even tried them. Yeah, I love doing gradients. It's why I design stuff in creative. I just love looking at the right blocks and picking them out. But you can probably tell that with me. I mean, literally, look at how much I like playing with gradients. I made a black and white movie in Minecraft using just about every single monochrome block. Oh, I meant to do that. That was on purpose. That was purposeful. Um, yeah, not clumsiness. But it's interesting how far AI has come that it can make art now. In fact, people are saying, oh, it's taking over art and what it can do. It's generating images and taking artist's job. And I was like, instead of saying, oh no, I was like, how far can it go? I went to Chat GPT and I had it start building Minecraft builds for me. Like I said, build a cottage. But when I looked, all it was a cottage that already existed. I told it to make a unique one, and it made that cottage, but then with a different gradient. And then I tried to specify more and more, make one completely original, and it mixed together different parts of other cottages, but it couldn't make its own. Still made a nice cottage, though, but you could tell it hadn't really, it just mixed together parts that were existing. I was like, okay, so that's decent. And I said, but how about organics? Um, I told it to build an elephant, and it gave me just a link to a bunch of elephant schematics. I said, no, build an elephant yourself and make it into a schematic file. And then it just kind of made this gray cylinder. Kept on trying to specify an elephant, that the animal with trunks and stuff, 3D, to an elephant. And in the end, the best it could do was a gray football. An elephant colored football shape. There are limitations. There are very big limitations. It caters to a lot of the popular stuff, but it still can't. There are still things it can't do. But isn't that nice knowing that the schematic you're getting at least isn't just something that was made by ChatGPT in 5 seconds? Unless, you want to get a schematic of a elephant football shape thing. Oops, wrong place. Where is my rockets? Now that you're all here, what is the most important thing to improving as a Minecraft builder? I would just say it's the urge to do so. Some people say, for example, they want to build a castle, but they don't really want it enough to actually do it. Uh, you just have to want to do it enough to try to improve at building. Someone else said, creativity to become a better builder, but I don't think that's the most important thing. That might be one of them. How about you guys? Oh no! Darn it. Couldn't get that one. Oh, well. Oh my goodness. It is very slow. I made a video on everything I know about Happy Gas, a YouTube video. I think how I put it was uh, happy gas tears come from their flight speed. They smile to hide the pain and put on put on goggles to hide the tears. I was so excited about Happy Gas coming out because I was like, I'm literally someone who builds to build height, like I'm doing with this, and makes floating islands. This will be perfect for me. And it's like, yeah, perfect if I have 10 million years for the Happy Gas to float slowly over there. When its spawning time and growth time are quicker than it takes to get from one part of your base and the other, and that is 40 minutes, then it's too slow. I wouldn't complain if it was like a quarter the speed of I mean creative fly, but it's like 2% the speed of creative fly. So me and Happy Gas have a love-hate relationship because it has come in handy on a few of my floating things. But oh boy, it is so horrifically slow. Do you think they'll ever change Happy Gas flight speed? I'm sure hoping. Also, we can get it on a server where it's very easy to get the dried gas materials. You can just buy those gas tiers and the soul sand at the spawn vendor. So apart from acquiring the materials, which is easier for us and you have to spawn it, wait 40 minutes, isn't that too much? Would it be so hard to make it as fast as Creative Fly after having gone through all that work to get one in the area? Also, they can break leads for some reason. Not sure why they thought that'd be a good feature, so you can't even kind of let the Happy Gas do their own thing around my base. If you don't leave, excellent. If you do, well, you can make more. Yeah, this is looking, sorry to say it, pretty sweet. I wasn't gonna finish all the sides. I was gonna kind of stop halfway, but then Jen kind of knocked me out of the water, finishing the entire top by herself. Now I have to complete the sides to to not fall behind, as if this were some competition. Rather, no. I mean, that was deliberate, just to you know be funny. Ha ha ha. Stupid. I'm building happy ass for faster. I'd be using one right here. Not everyone reads about the updates made to each version. They just update to a version. How cool would it be if someone who didn't read the updates just punched a gas fireball back, and that's how they found out that gas dropped lava uh the tears disc that way. Same with chicken jockey. You kill the zombie first, then you see the lava chicken disc. I think that'd be unlikely, but that would be cool. A cool way to find out. We're getting there. We're almost done. I like how they're kind of taking stuff that already exists in Minecraft and making it cooler. People say they need more blocks, and in sometimes is that's true, but do they? Do they? I see some blocks that have been around since the beginning that people just never use. Like this castle is a good example of one. Doesn't use really many new blocks. It just uses the old ones. But there are like 1,000 blocks out there now. And just 99% of them are the ones that have been around since for ages. It's just, I don't think the problem is not enough blocks. I think it's that people tend to kind of have fun trying out the new blocks and then forget the blocks they just haven't tried that have been around forever. Like, I rarely build with concrete, but this build is an exception. It has a lot of concrete. There's just a lot of really good overlooked blocks. I think one of the most overlooked yet beautiful blocks is red nether brick. Although I think the reason it's not used too much is simply because it's a pain in the butt to craft nether wart and nether brick. And I don't even mean nether bricks, I mean nether brick, that's smelted netherrack. It's one of the most beautiful blocks. It's just Trigger to acquire. What is the most underused yet wonderful block? Just one no one ever uses. It just kind of exists and it's awesome and you want to build with it. Gilded, gilded blackstone. I have nothing to say to that. You know why. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you brought that up. Go to bed, Adam. There will be no telling. You're the only one watching this stream anyway, I think. Actually, don't know if anyone besides your. I only know the people who speak up in chat are watching it, actually. Don't look at the numbers, but I imagine it's just you. So no one else is curious. No one is watching. Nice try. Well, you are. You are. Okay, that's good. If you're wondering how the phantoms are up there, I'm just using hacks to prevent hostile mobs from attacking me. It's all hacks. Ooh, that is annoying. That's really annoying. I need to get to that. But I think we got it all right. Yes, we did. We just need to get that one block. I need to learn how to hack in Minecraft. I really do. I'm ow. Oh, there goes my Elytra. See, I need fly hacks. That's the first one I need. I still want to build that Hackers Floating Island hack theme where it's made up of all the common hacks you can use in Minecraft. Like X-raying, and I'd make the terrain from glass with ores in them, like you see on those YouTube videos where they're catching X-rayers. And then, boat floating, glitching, flying thingies. I just need to know what they look like. For some reason, when I ask people around here, hey, can you tell me how you hack and what it looks like, they seem to get offended. I have no idea why. But that's that. I'll just need to go out and just ask people, hey, can you teach me how to hack on Minecraft? Now, I was actually playing, saw my first Bed Wars hacker in person. I was playing Bed Wars with a friend and a third unknown teammate. It was 3v3, v3, v3. And I was watching someone staircase bridge up really fast, so fast. It looked like hacks. Like it was really, really fast. That fast. And the person wasn't that good apart from, didn't really have good movements apart from that. So I was like, maybe they're doing that thing where you can auto, auto bridge. It's like, but I was thinking two things. One is, should I report this? Because I don't think it really matters. The second one was, well, it's my own teammate, so wouldn't it kind of be backstabbing if I reported this person? They're on my team and they just destroy. Oh, they just destroyed a other. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're winning because we're teamed with a hacker. Uh, People are like hacks, and it's like, yep, GG. Awkward. Okay, I think that does it. I think we got the cake done. One thing I noticed when I finished this castle, or I thought I'd finished it, was I was like, this looks great. This looks wonderful. But then I looked at it from the side. Here it is from the front. And it looks pretty cool. But then I looked at it from the side. And it was so skinny and so narrow, there was nothing to it. There wasn't this bottle. There weren't these drinks down there. There weren't this waterfall. There weren't the trees. Uh, there weren't more towers or anything. It looked really skinny and unnatural. So I actually started working because I want it to look good from both the sides and the front and the back. And that's why when I thought it was just about done, I decided it wasn't because I just didn't like it from the side. So I built these, designed these trees to go all around, and designed this, the creamsicle soda, which is a pretty cool combination, I think. Uh, to get this glowing, fizzy look, like honey blocks, shroom lights. Yeah, I did just a lot of stuff to try to get it looking good all the way around, and it will be once I fill it in. But for now, that is going to do it. We have finished the inner cake. There will be more cakes to come. There will be tarts, there will be cotton candy, lollipops, muffin ice cream, all the things that I enjoy eating on my low carb diet and am allowed to eat every single day on a diet that requires you not to have any sugar. And on a diet where you're not allowed to have any sugar, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wasn't gonna kill myself. But really, one last look. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thanks to Muffin for 576 for sponsoring it, as well as the order of the chat tab list. And you all have a lovely night.